Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Create with Linda. Today is Sunday, guys. What's today? Sunday. My days are all mixed up. Today's Sunday, and I'm coming on because it's 3:40 almost in the afternoon, and I'm going to be making dinner. What I'm making for dinner tonight, it's basically just me and Bill. Frankie's here, but Frankie's eating something else. He doesn't want chopped meat, so he's going to have something else. Julie and Darren are in Queens right now. They'll be home later on this afternoon. They're spending time with Darren's family, Julie's in-laws. They went yesterday, so yeah. So it's just me and Billy basically. So I'm just gonna make a nice handful of meatballs, and we're having meatball heroes tonight. What I gotta do is I gotta just start making a little bit of a marinara. It's not gonna be a big marinara. I'm making it small because basically just using it for the meatballs, to put the meatballs in at the end. So I'm not going to be making a big thing. And then I can always add to it if I want to during the week to make a little spaghetti and meatball. I don't know. I'm not making a lot of meatballs, so I'm just trying to say that I'm making a very small amount. But you know me. Okay, guys, let's get going. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I have the pans here ready. I'm going to do the meatballs in here, and I'm going to do the meatballs in the bigger one, and these I'm going to make a little marinara in. I'm wondering if I should do the opposite. Yeah, because I don't think the two cans are gonna fit in here. So I'll do the opposite. I'll just have to make, I just wanted to make more meatballs at one time, but that's not a big deal. I am frying them in a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of vegetable oil. That's what I do, so I don't want to hear, guys, please don't, Linda, please don't fry. I fry once in a blue moon. That's what I do. It's okay. All right, so let's get moving. I just figured I would say that because I'm sure I'm going to get somebody who's going to say, Linda, don't fry with Bill with his heart disease. Linda, please don't use salt with Bill with his heart disease. I really, really, really appreciate the caring and the advice and all that, and I really do appreciate it, guys. But I just want to say that, okay? Because I don't do it all the time, and I don't even know why I'm explaining myself, because that's what I do. Anyway, I have a regular apron on today, no Christmas one, because Christmas is over, and I'm going to put my little heart out there. And I'm just going to do regular stuff today, so basically. So let's just get started. All right. Like I said, on my other two videos that I feel really, really refreshed, all I did yesterday was basically sleep. And so I just got a lot of rest, guys. I just listened to my body and just knew that the last couple of weeks have been rough, and I just needed to veg out and do what I needed to do, and that's it. So I'm not explaining. I'm just talking about it because, like I said before, I don't want to give anybody any credence, but I got a message, a comment from somebody, and I just. It's okay, guys. You guys got to go out. Of course they got to go out because I just pressed record on the video, and they have to go out now. Come on. You know why? There was a cat out there too. There's a cat out there that they see out of the window, so they're freaking out. All right, so let's cut up. I'm going to do a half an onion. I don't even need, actually I'm just going to do a quarter of an onion. My knives have been moved. They were moved for the holidays, and now they're over here, so I'm going over there to look for my knives. But, All right. I'm just sharpening my knife, guys. Because a sharper knife is a better knife. It's a safer knife. So I just want to say, my content on my videos, like on my channel, is vlogging. Okay, I started out just cooking, then I became a vlogger. Love to vlog my life. Love to talk about my life, my issues, my things, and that's what my channel's about. So if you're new here, you need to know that. So if I talk about how I'm busy or I'm exhausted or I'm tired. This is what my channel's about. It's about talking about my life and my struggles and all of that. It's not just about doing a what's for dinner or doing a grocery haul or showing you a dessert that I made or an appetite, whatever. My channel is a vlogging channel. So if you're not interested in hearing about my life, about how my days are and about and what issues I have and the happy things that I have, the turmoil that I have, then this is not the channel for you. So if you're not into that, then you need to move on to another channel that you would better enjoy. If that's what you're, if you want to, it's your prerogative. There are a lot of channels out there to watch. You don't have to watch mine. And I promised myself I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's just something that I have to talk about. And, I just wanted to say that because I want people to know, if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, in me complaining or venting or whatever, then move on to another channel that makes you happier. And that's all I'm saying, all right, guys? I love all of you. I appreciate all who watch me and who subscribe to my channel. And I enjoy this every single day. I love it. And it, it's not as easy as somebody just saying, oh, you don't work out of the house. All you do is make one YouTube video. You don't edit. You don't this. You have no idea. I'm going to say one last thing before I end this part of my video. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying in particular, the person in particular who thinks this, regardless of who it is, where you are, you're in whatever, whoever thinks this, you have no clue what it's like to make a YouTube video. You have no clue what goes into it. It is a job that you eventually get paid for if you're committed, if you're committed to it. Okay, it is a job. It's not just making a YouTube video. Oh, you just make a YouTube video. What do you do? You don't work out of the house. You don't do this. You have no clue what it goes into making a good YouTube video, regardless. Even just a normal YouTube video without editing all this stuff. It's a lot, guys. And I know the people out there, 95% of the people know that. There are a few that don't get it, and that's okay, because you don't know. You don't know, and I can't blame you for that. But if you want to find out, Google it or whatever. Anyway, guys, that's just it. I'm going to get back to just making my YouTube video right now. I love all of you. Thank you for watching, and let's get started. All right, let's get cutting up the onion. We're going to cut up a quarter of this onion because, like I said, I'm only making 2 cans of like a marinara because I don't want to, what the heck? I don't want to make a lot because I don't need a lot. I bought this bag of onions about a week ago, and this bag of onions only had about 5 onions in it, but they're huge. And that was all I had, so I just bought them. I'd rather have more of the smaller, the medium-sized ones, but that's all I had, so I just bought them and figured, you know what, I'll use a quarter or a half, whatever I have to use. I'm pretty sure I have a little half in the refrigerator, but I don't feel like cooking for it right now. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use minced garlic, guys. I'm not going to be cutting up garlic right now. I just don't want to. Don't feel like it. Guys, if you haven't seen this, go to Amazon. Get it. It's amazing. I know a few of my YouTubers have gotten it. They absolutely love it. It's amazing. It is like under $25, and it's amazing. You use it for just scraps and it's like having a little mini garbage right at your fingertips. I love it. Only thing you gotta do is, of course, if you use it a lot like I do, you gotta empty it, and then like once a week I soak it and scrub it, and just because it's, it gets dirty. But I'm not going to wash it out every day. Like, if it's really bad, I will. But I do it once or twice a week, and it's sufficient. I'm going to roll my arms. I'm going to roll my sleeves up because they aggravate me. All right, so I don't want this really, really big onion. I don't even know if I'm going to use all of this onion, honestly. I really don't. Let's see when I cut it up. Well, because I don't want it that oniony, but you know. All right, guys, we'll just do this. Tell you right now, it's a strong onion. So, all right. Yeah, I think that should be plenty. And I don't have any of my peeled garlic cloves because I didn't buy any more. I bought a couple of the heads, and I just don't feel like peeling them and doing them right now. So I'll do them one day and peel them and stuff, but right now I'm just going to use the minced garlic because it's fine. It's going to be fine. All right, so that's plenty of onion for what I'm making. So yeah, so I'm going to put the pan on and get those onions in, and I'll show you. All right, so I'm heating up this pan for the sauce. Oh, see these shells here? We put them on top here. My husband had a really good, I figured this out really, but then I said, oh, that is a good idea. So I'm going to eventually fill these things. You guys saw them on my other video. These things, these little shelf things. And I got a couple on my refrigerator too that I'm going to put the excess, the excess, seasonings and stuff like that. Whatever I find I want to put on there. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so this is heating up. I gotta open up the cans. Bill, he's doing his stance over here.
What?
Cooper's doing his stance. So any second he's gonna start knocking things over. Because he's bad.
Get ready.
Alright, guys. Put the onion in there. I'm gonna get the minced garlic. I'm gonna put the minced garlic in right before I put the sauce in. Because, you know, minced garlic will.
How long till we eat?
What time is it? 4 o'clock? Oh.
Yeah.
I would say probably not until about 5:30. Really?
The Jets game is really close.
See him.
What's about Jet?
Oh, husband.
What about Jet?
What are you doing this for? This is over here. It's not
through.
Okay, so get through.
What about the Jets? I said the game was closed today.
Alright, guys, so the onions and the garlic are in. I put the minced garlic in right before I want to put the sauce in. So, just getting that a little bit caramelized. And then we'll put the sauce in. I'm doing crushed tomatoes because I'm making marinara.
Or the Giants will win too. Yeah, no.
So I don't want this to start popping.
The Dolphins have to win. You know,
I might take it off the flame a little bit. Alright, we're gonna add some water to this can. That's the dog's toy, guys. And I'm sure it's my son that's in here doing it. Because, you know, they have to annoy sometimes. Alright. So we got 2 cans of crushed tomatoes with some added water. And this is going to make a nice marinara because I want to put the meatballs in here like 10-15 minutes before we eat because I like the meatballs to be soaked in the marinara or the gravy. Okay? So I'm probably going to end up adding a little bit more water to this and we'll see at the end there. You know, we'll see as it cooks. We're going to season it up in a minute. I just want to get going on this, on the meatballs. So, I'm going to use, about this much. to make some meatballs. And the rest I'll do something else with, which is a nice size. Nice amount of meatballs for a chopped meat for meatloaf or, I don't know, something. I don't need this anymore. I used the garlic and the onion, so that's good. You know what? I have a little bit of onion left over, so I think I'm going to cut just a little bit of onion for the meatballs. I rarely ever put onions in my meatballs, but I have this little piece here, so why not just put a tiny bit? Like a little shredded. Oh, I don't want them big. Let me get that thing. Might as well just use it up, but I don't want them huge pieces. I sought the Lord, and He heard, and He answered. That's why I trust Him. That's why I trust in God. I love listening to worship music, guys. If you ever listen to it, I don't know, you don't have to be into Jesus and, to be, spread the word of God, to listen to worship music. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I love it. It just fills me up. It fills my body and soul. Alright, so that's it. Just so it's not wasted. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of this in there too. I'm just doing something a little different. Doesn't matter. I put garlic powder in here. Just a little bit. I gotta get my parsley out. If I have fresh parsley, I'm gonna use fresh parsley. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that leftover remnants. Alright, let me get my parsley out. Alright, guys. So, I don't know. I went in the refrigerator for something. I know I need eggs, so I'm just gonna do 2 eggs. I got annoyed because I was trying to get Alexa to work and she's being ridiculous. So.
I'm coming in to get it going. We can pause that.
So, well, I gotta go to the fridge. What was I going to the fridge for? I forget. Alright, guys. So I put some fresh parsley in here. I'm gonna put just a little bit more. And then I already put 2 eggs. I'm gonna put some breadcrumbs and some seasonings. Okay, and I'm gonna put some water. I use water for my meatballs to moisten up my meatballs and to make them nice and delicious. Some people use milk, some people use, I don't know, chicken broth. I use water. That's what my mom used, that's what I use. Alright, so let's do some, where are the breadcrumbs? I gotta find the breadcrumbs. Alright, let's do some garlic powder. I put fresh garlic in it, so I'm not gonna go crazy with the garlic powder. I just don't want it to be too garlicky, We like it garlicky, but not overly garlicky. Alright, so here's onion. Is this onion or is this the garlic? That's the garlic that I have. That's cumin. That's something dropping. And here's Italian seeds. Oh, this is fresh dried parsley, which I like in my meatballs. Here's Italian seasoning, I think. Yes. Italian seasoning. I did garlic. Did I do onion? No. I don't think I did onion. Here's some onion. Alright. And we're going to put some grated cheese, Parmesan cheese, and So I'm only gonna put a drop of salt in because we have grated cheese in here. So here's pepper. Nice amount of pepper. And a little bit of salt. And some water. I'm going to use this can for the water. I've got a half a cup of water we're going to start out with. Because like I said, guys, we like them moist. My hands are clean. I'm just going to get in here. And I'm probably going to add a little bit more seasoning because I can tell already. Because I just know the way I season and what I need in here in order for it to taste the way I want it to taste. And so I'm just going to give it a little mix. Not that much mix because I don't want to over mix my meatball mix, and then it'll be tough. Any mixture that you over mix is going to be tough. Okay, I don't smell any seasonings in here, which that to me means it's not seasoned enough. I know it's weird, but I smell my meat. Some people have criticized me for that over the years or over the whatever. It's their prerogative. I like to smell my meat. That's what I do. All right, so a little bit more onion. A little bit more garlic. I'm using my other hand that's not dirty, guys. Okay? So some Italian seasoning. I'm not going to do any more dried parsley because dried parsley doesn't really flavor as much as it colors it. You know, you see it. But yeah, so it's the Italian seasoning. One thing about Italian seasoning too, you can't go overboard with Italian seasoning because if you put too much Italian seasoning in, then you taste it. So I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to test my, I have to season up the marinara. I didn't do that, so. More grated cheese. Some more pepper. So I put onion, I put garlic. Did I put more garlic in here? I think I did. A little bit more salt. All right, and then drop more water. And then we'll see how it is. Okay? Like I said, I don't want to overmix it. Oh, I didn't put breadcrumbs in. God darn it, Linda. I gotta get the breadcrumbs. You gotta have a little bit of breadcrumbs to bind it. Even though you have the eggs in here, you still want some breadcrumbs. Oh. Goodness, where are you? I know I have breadcrumbs in here. I used them the other day. Yeah, here they are. I'm going to use a little bit of this, so I need to take this out. I got to put breadcrumbs on my list. I'm at a panko, and then this is the rest of my Italian. So I don't put a lot of breadcrumbs in my meatloaf and in my meatballs. Only enough to bind because I don't want to taste all breadcrumbs. I want you to taste everything else but breadcrumbs, but breadcrumbs are good for them, so you need them in there. I don't want it to be one big breadcrumb, you know what I mean? All right, so let's see how this smells. That smells good now. All right, let me wash my hands. Now, this is the trick. This is a tip of the day, a tip of the week, a tip of the month. I always give this tip, so if you're new here, you probably haven't heard it, but now you're going to hear it. Whenever I do meatloaf or meatballs or whatever kind of meat mixture that I make as far as chopped meat goes, and whatever else I do, I wipe my hands down with paper towel first before I wash it, because when you go to wash your hands with all that, ooh, my ring. I got to go get that. It fell on the floor with it. Whenever you go to wash your hands, if you notice, take a notice next time you have meat mixture on your hands and you go to wash your hands, it just slides off, like nothing comes off. So I find if I use a paper towel and wipe it all off first, it's quicker and easier to wash my hands. I know that sounds silly, but it really does work. And this is what I do. See? Now I got some more water, and it comes off fairly easy. If I didn't do that, I would be here for 5 minutes, and I'm not even kidding. And I know because I did it all, I've been doing this for years and years and years. My mom, you know, I used to make meatballs with my mother, so I know from then and even from now. But yeah, it's such an easy thing. And do I remember all the time? No, I don't. But I try my best to. All right. That's the tip of the day. All right, I'm gonna have to pause a minute and get some. I have to. I didn't take my reflux medicine, and I feel it coming up, so I gotta take my pill. All right, so this is getting nice and cooked up. Let's put some seasonings in this, and the meatballs getting ready to do. And like I said, we're having meatball heroes tonight. So grated cheese. Did I say this is a what's for dinner? Yes, it's a what's for dinner, right? Yes. Grated cheese. Where's the pepper? I just had the pepper. How can pepper just disappear? Pepper. Let's do onion. Let's do garlic. Now, garlic powder and onion powder have different flavors than the fresh, you know what I mean? So, it's different. So, it's not the same as if you put just one thing in. If you don't like fresh garlic, this is Italian seasoning, don't put fresh garlic in. If you don't like onions, put grated onion in, or put just onion and garlic powder. You don't have to put the fresh in if you don't like it. Or if you're allergic, you know, some people are allergic, whatever. You know, I have one girlfriend who loves garlic to death, but she can't, her stomach just goes absolutely bonkers when she has it. So she can't really use fresh garlic. That's sad to me, but anyway, it is what it is. All right. All right, I'm gonna put this on the back flame in a minute. Okay. Just let it simmer a little bit. And then I'm going to start putting the meat. I'm going to put the oil in the pan for the meatballs. I think I'm going to do it right now because it's starting to pop, and I don't like when it pops all over. Not because it makes just a mess, it's just easier. It's just I don't like it. So I'm going to put it on the highest flame on the lowest thing, if that makes sense. And we'll just let it simmer a little bit and we'll taste it. This is a marinara, so, you know, it's just going to cook low. All right, let's get the meatballs going. I'm going to put some oil in the pan, guys. So I'm putting a little bit of vegetable oil. Like I said, I don't use a lot. Probably about 1/4 cup, if that. And then I use olive oil. Where is my Mama olive oil? Here it is. And then olive oil, because olive oil is better for you. And I like the way the meatballs cook it. So that's it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on low. And then we're going to get low-high. Because we like them with a little crisp, but not burnt or really with that hard crisp. Sometimes it happens, you know, it gets away from me and it happens, but we like it. We like the meatballs to be nice and soft and, you know, whatever. So we're mainly making the meatballs for Meatball Heroes. So I'm going to make them a little bit bigger than I normally make my meatballs. Only because, it's getting the oven dirty. Just because we like them a little bit bigger in the Meatball Hero. But regardless, if they're smaller, you just put more meatballs in it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, let me pause a minute and go take my medicine. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm gonna put some some Italian parsley in here. And I'm not really concerned on how big it is. I'm just chopping it up. I love it to put it in the sauce, and then I put it on at the end, whatever I'm making, like, the pasta or the marinara or the gravy or whatever. But this is for meatballs. It doesn't matter because I'll use it regardless, whatever it's for. Parsley goes in it, so. If I have it. If I don't have fresh parsley, guys, I use the dried parsley. And I also have my basil. I gotta get my basil. I rarely buy fresh basil unless I'm using it for like tomato and mozzarella. There's a name for that. I forget what it is called. But unless I'm using it for that, fresh basil, I don't really buy fresh basil because it goes bad. It goes bad very quickly unless I'm using the whole thing. And in the summertime, it's amazing. I use it. I have it out of my garden, which you guys, if you're not new here, my garden was amazing. All right, so these are getting a little warm. So I'm gonna lower this a little bit, and let's see if the meatballs. This is good. I don't really like huge meatballs, but my hubby likes them a little bit bigger for them. So I'm gonna make them on the bigger side. The oil is perfect right now. That's a perfect amount of oil. So I don't know if I told you guys, my sis, I have two sisters, right? I have two sisters, and I have a brother who's 12 years younger than me. That was, my mother and my dad got divorced, and my mother remarried, and she had a son when I was 12 years old. So I have a brother too. But my two sisters, who we have recently, we were estranged for a while for issues that we both had, that we just settled, and life's too short and all that. So we have basically a good relationship right now. And anyway, so one of my sisters' son had a child. Well, they live in Florida most of the time, and they come up, the baby's only 6 months old. So I saw him for the first time physically the other day. I went over to my sister's because my nephew is up for the holidays. Well, guys, that baby is so adorable. I had such a ball. I haven't been around a baby in a long time. I really haven't. Like, I even, like, Julie's, one of her best friends has a baby, and the baby's around the same age, and a couple of weeks ago we went out to dinner with them, and because I wanted to meet the baby and all that, and I felt so awkward holding the baby, because it's been so long since I've held a baby, like, and really just, like, interacted with a baby, so it was weird. But anyway, I was smooching him up. He is so adorable. I'm going to ask my sister if it's okay if I insert a picture of him. I don't know if they're going to want me to, if they're going to let me. Yeah, so I might do that, but I have to ask her first. I just don't want to put a picture in there of him because I could if I wanted to. She'll probably never even know, but she doesn't really watch. But I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that it's okay. So anyway, he's adorable, and I just love babies, and I can't wait till I have grandchildren. I'm waiting. All right, let me go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Guys, the meatballs are delicious. Oh my gosh, so good. Perfect. Oh, I forgot to put I forgot to put my squeezed basil in to the mixture, but it's so good. They got the perfect amount of parsley in there, the perfect amount of salt, like grated cheese, everything. So, I'm going to put them in the sauce now, let them simmer on low for like 10 minutes. And that's it. And then we're done. What we got to do is get our bread ready for dinner. I added some more water to this just to loosen it up a little bit because I think it needs to be loosened up just a little bit more because I don't want it to be really thick. I want it to have, you know, enough movement. And it is. It's perfect. Perfect. Perfection. Let's put the meatballs in here. These are perfect sized meatballs too. That's why I trust him. Let's lower this so you guys can see. Because I know people will say, Linda, I couldn't see. I don't want you not to see, guys. Now, you got to be careful after you put your meatballs and meat mixtures and stuff in the sauce because I don't, like, I make a chopped meat gravy, which is gravy with chopped meat. You know, if they call it bolognese. I don't call it that. We've always called it chopped meat gravy. That's what my parents called it, and that's what it's called. But anyway, if you want that, you can get in here and mix this up. But I don't want that. I want my meatballs to stay meatballs. So I don't really want to get in here and mix the sauce. That's why I like to put the water in the sauce before I put the meatballs in to loosen it up a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is keep this on low. I'm going to put the top on it just so it simmers a little bit and it doesn't get all over my stove, which I cleaned this up 5 times already and it just keeps doing it. I'm going to keep a little bit off and let it simmer. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm going to let that simmer, and then we're going to get our bread out and see what kind of, I got Italian bread. I showed it on my haul, so I'll show that to you guys in a minute. All right, people. So I wanted everybody to see my necklace because somebody asked me to please show my necklace. I didn't wear it before when I was showing it because I took it out off my dresser and I didn't want to put it on yet. But so now, yeah, I love this necklace. It's my favorite, one of my favorite gifts this year. I just absolutely love it. Love it. So yeah, it's very pretty and dainty, it is. So we're gonna just get the Italian bread ready. I'm probably gonna have a very small piece of Italian bread. You know, bread is kind of hard for me. So I'm not really sure. It depends on what I ate before and what I, you know, with the sleeve and all that. But I'm definitely gonna make a little sandwich because that's what I want. I want a homemade meatball hero. Even if it's a small, tiny meatball hero, it's probably going to be, in my case, it'll be a, what are those called? Those little things. What are those little burgers called? The sliders. It'll be like a slider size for me, but that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be delicious. All right. Oh, I got to go in the refrigerator and see what one, if I have mozzarella shredded. Oh, God. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So this is the Italian bread that I bought at ShopRite. Every time I buy Italian bread, I say, oh, I wish I made my Italian bread. Because I make the French bread, which is amazing and really, really good. But you got to plan for it, you know. And at the last minute, you know, I didn't have Italian bread in the freezer made, so we have to buy it. And that's okay once in a while, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, it's seeded. It feels amazing. What are you going to have, Bill? Like, what size you're going to have? A regular size hero?
No, small.
No?
I won't need a full size.
Yeah, he doesn't need a full hero either, guys. Alright, so I'm going to just cut the ends off. Because the ends will be for later for me with a little butter.
Really?
Love it. Alright, tell me how big you want, honey.
I can't say. A little bigger than that. Yeah, I guess that's.
Like that? Alright, that's his. I'm going to do about here on me. Alright, we got this little piece for later. Guys. You see what happened? I went to put this in the bag. The whole bag just ripped. I have a plan for after my vacation, but I'm not going to talk about it now. But I have a plan.
You tell me.
You know though.
I do?
All right, we'll put this here. I'll put that in a Ziploc anyway. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it now because it's, you know, it's moot right now. Is that the word moot? All right, honey, what are you doing with your bread? All right, guys, we're gonna be back. I'm gonna cut our breads, do toasting or whatever, and I'll show you my plate. All right, guys, here is my meatball hero. Yep, it's a miniature, but that's what it is. Look at it. I have a little sauce on the side. Look, just 2 meatballs, guys, on this. 2? No, was it 3? No, I think it was 2 meatballs because they were bigger. You know, because I thought that's why I made them bigger, because we like to, you know, put less on or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Anyway. This is what's for dinner tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, because when you subscribe, it really does help my channel grow. And I so appreciate all of you. Don't forget to hit that notification button with the bell so you guys can be notified every time I upload a new video. And like and share and comment down below. And thank you so much for coming into my home and my kitchen with me and creating. And here's our Christmas tree. I got to put it on now. It's getting dark. So I'm going to put the lights on. So, because we're going to get rid of it in a couple of days. So yeah, I want to enjoy the rest of it. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you. See you on the next video. Bye.